But I have this sort of like protocol called ask, assess, and adapt. So asking the questions, like if you said someone comes for training and I need to know a lot about everything happens in their life, the way they slept, the hydrate, eat, stress at work, stress in the family, like all those things. Like how do you show up to me today in a certain way? And you are not a textbook. You are trillions of cells right in front of me, and you want to achieve some sort of movement goal, whatever it is. And I need to know what I'm dealing with. Then from that will probably prompt me to assess some movements that I go, we need to check that and see what it is today. And if it's someone who I've trained for a little bit, I never assume that they are the same person at every session, because between the last session and this session today, something else would have happened in their life, whether it's positive or negative. So I would have some sort of movement assessment that would eventually give me an idea of like, this needs to be freed, corrected, activated, released, or grounded, whatever it is that I feel. And we do this adaptation of either mobility or activation of an area of the body just to make sure they are present now for the moment, especially if I'm going to load them with weights, barbells, dumbbells, kettlebells, whatever it is. So I think, yeah, my brain's always going like, ask the right question, assess whatever movement I need to see for this particular session, and then we adapt to whatever needs to be done. And sometimes I would have like, yep, today we're going to do X, Y, Z exercises. And I turn up, I'm like, well, throw that out of the window. And we're going to do something completely different. So because you're not turning up the way I expected, I've stopped expecting eventually over the years. So I can by every time they walk in.
Yeah, no, look, you make a great point about showing up a certain way. And I think that this is super important point for people who have never potentially thought about it, who show up to the gym and they do the same program, for X amount of weeks. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not bagging that. It's a great concept and it works. But what I want to talk about is what you said there is adapt. I feel like in the industry, both for professionals and for people who want to like just work out at the gym and people who just want to come and do a class, is that there's an expectation that they have to meet the standard of the program. And if I'm not meeting the standard of the program, then I'm not doing it good enough, or it's not enough. I'm not going hard enough, or I'm not progressing. And I think that stigma of having to stick to a program is detrimental to a lot of people, because of what you're saying is that you come to me tomorrow and then I go see you in 3 days, I could be completely different. And I will be, because I'm a female as well. So I'll be completely different 2 weeks from now, right? Depending on where I'm at. And we just don't take that into consideration enough. And I love that you do. And I think that's such an important factor for people at home. And like when you're talking about adapting, you talked about, weights and things like that. But what else might you adapt?